I want this video to be a reminder that for every door that closes, a better one gets opened. I think sometimes it can be quite disappointing if we see an opportunity being missed, or a relationship ending, or simply that something you really wanted didn't happen, or at least not the way that you expected it. But what if I told you that when one of these doors close, it's because God has something much better for you, and He knows that better than you do. He knows the past, He knows the present, He knows the future. He knows exactly what to bring for you at the right time in the right way to make sure that you're the most fulfilled you can ever be. How many times has there been when someone thought a job that they applied for was their dream job, only to find out that it wasn't the way they expected it to be? Or when someone gets into a relationship and they realize the person that they've been dating for a while is not the person they thought they were at the very beginning. But that's exactly the same. The Lord knows a lot more than we do, which is why when something doesn't work out our way, we should trust that the Lord is leading us into a better place. And don't feel like you missed out on anything, because God is a redeemer. And even if a job opportunity or a person is brought from God, and if it is His will for these opportunities to be yours, then they will be. But sometimes even the timelines might not be right. For example, the right job at the wrong time, it's still the wrong opportunity. The right person at the wrong time, it's still the wrong relationship. So it's important to wait on the Lord for Him to establish the steps before us, and to let Him open doors and for Him to close doors. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean to just carelessly accept or to carelessly take action into life. Remember that biblical principles are really, really important. For example, use your discernment. See if the situation or the job opportunity or the aspects or qualities of the places or people that you're in connection with actually align biblically, and if that's something that will lead to your spiritual growth. If it's something that leads you away from God, if you have to force anything, these are probably not from God. And I'm just saying it again, you're not missing out on anything. I want to use Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19 as a reminder that God is doing a new thing. God will always be working behind the scenes, even when we don't see anything. And remember that a closed door is not a rejection, but it's a redirection. I feel like a lot of times we might take closed doors too personally and base our values off of that, which is not true at all. And God always has a purpose in these kinds of circumstances. But remember that Romans chapter 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." So remember, when a door closes, God is not punishing you. And even though we don't understand why things don't work out at that particular moment when it doesn't, God sees the full picture and the entire circumstance. You're only seeing a small little bit of it. In Genesis, between chapters 37 to 50, the story of Joseph can apply to this too. Remember that he was betrayed by his brothers, thrown into prison, and he was facing closed door after closed door after closed door. But remember that every no that he faced led to a bigger yes, and he became second in command of Egypt. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6 also remind us to trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. What if the job that you so wanted to have was going to drain you? What if something dangerous was about to happen at that workplace, completely unforeseen, and God protected you from that? And after this, a better door will be opened by God for you in His perfect timing. And remember, when God opens the door, no one can stop it. It's like the story of Abraham and Sarah. They waited for years and years to have a child, and to them it seemed as though the doors were closed. They even decided to take the situation in their own hand. And Abraham had a child with Sarah's servant, but that was still not God's plan. And then later on, they gave birth to Isaac, who was God's plan, and no one could stop it. So just because something is delayed, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. Sometimes a door has to be opened at the right time, as I've mentioned earlier. But when it does happen, once again, no one can stop it. The most important thing that you should do is to trust God and keep walking forward, even when things don't go your way. As it says in Psalm chapter 37, verse 23, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in Him." So don't get stuck staring at the door that closed. Look ahead to God, look ahead to Jesus, and know that a better one is about to open. Remember, don't lose hope, because God is preparing something that's even better, even greater than whatever you could ever imagine. I hope that you have a blessed day and night wherever you're watching this from, and I wish you all the best. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.